Even Soul's here helping. Good boy. You want to sand something? Yeah, you do. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Fielding Shredder, and it is a hot day here in Texas. But we've got only 28 days to prepare for SEMA. So you may or not be aware that I have been invited out to drive at the Hoonigan demo at SEMA. Which is really exciting. I won Lone Star Drift Round 6, and one of the prizes was that I get to go out there and drift and put on a show for you guys. And that's gonna be with Patrick. Patrick and I drive amazing together, and we love tandeming together because we know how to do it in a demo fashion. I'm really hoping to put on a great show for you guys. But old girl's been through a lot, and we definitely need to do some refresh. So, you know, of course I want to look as good as I can for SEMA, so I'm going to do a full refresh of the exterior, and I also have a couple other little bits to put on under the hood. So let me show you what I've got lined up here. It's going to need an oil change. I'm going to add my Ineos plus the TX7 engine treatment, and then I'm also putting on my new Zona Rotor turbocharger. So this is really exciting. I've been looking forward to upgrading. I've been running a Force Performance turbo, which I love, and they hooked me up with their newest, latest and greatest billet wheel. You know, similar size, but a little bit more responsive on the hot side. It's going to be a T3 twin scroll. So they got me a custom exhaust manifold, or exhaust side, so that I can go with my manifold. So I've got a new manifold to go on as well. This has got twin wastegates. You can see it's a T3 twin scroll. And so this should be a little bit more torque, a little bit more power, and, you know, a little bit more response, which will make this thing fun to drive. But, you know, looking at this car, she's been through a lot, and because I only have 28 days to prepare, it's going to be a big, huge rush. So I've had to cancel all my other jobs and you know, just focus full force on this. So I'm going to be auctioning off and selling a couple of the little bits. You know, we've talked about selling the bigger parts of my car from the show Hyperdrive, and you know, I'm going to start with the mirror here. So I kind of made this into an art piece. You can see that I glued back on the pieces so that it is like exploding on, you know, kind of looking like it's exploding when it's going through here. So I'm going to be selling that. I'm going to sell the other mirror, and let me show you the other parts I pulled off of this car as well. I've got a big chunk of the front bumper. I've got the rest of the front bumper with the light bar and everything. I'm going to make that into a nice display. Here is what's left of the wing. Each of these pieces is going to come with a certificate of authenticity. So I write this out, I give you a nice photo of the part you're buying and showing it in the show, and that way you know you got the real deal, and it kind of makes it more of a display piece for you at home or at your shop or garage. You can put it on there. I've also got the side skirt, which you guys are bidding on currently. The highest bid I think is about 220 bucks right now. And the trunk, if you didn't see on eBay, is already sold. So this sold to Alex. Thanks, Alex, for bidding on it. You won the trunk. He's paid about 450 bucks for it, and it's going to be an amazing display piece on his wall. I've also trying to sell, you know, the other stuff that I don't need anymore. So like, I've got a set of wheels here. This is a pair, 17 by 9 1/4 XXRs with tires. Brand new wheels, good tires, 300 bucks I think is a great deal for anyone who wants to take them and put them on their car and burn them up. I've also got the wheels from my daily. I haven't cleaned them, but they look just about as good as these. They are slightly used, but they come with Kinda tires, and they look amazing on any 5-lug, you know, big body. It's a 20-inch wheel. I'll leave all the specs and stuff in the description. And I'm gonna be listing a whole bunch of other stuff that I need to kind of clear out. So any help that you can provide with me would be amazing. I really appreciate it, and that will help me get to SEMA. So this is the road to SEMA. This is the beginning of our kind of video project. We're gonna be documenting all the work that we have to do from now until we hit the road on the way to Vegas and do that. And you know, anything that you guys can do to help support, if it's not buying some of this stuff, you know, maybe just follow me on YouTube or Instagram and, you know, give me a thumbs up when you see, or if you want to buy a t-shirt or whatever, you know, anything helps, and I really appreciate it, you guys. One more thing I want to note, I'm not gonna have time to focus on putting these together and shipping them out before SEMA. So if it's something you want to buy or you want to bid on, you know, I really appreciate that. but just so I'm completely upfront and honest, none of this stuff will ship until after SEMA. So just know that that's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna have to wait a month, no big deal. But that'll help me really focus on getting my car ready. All right, let's go start tearing this thing apart. Bodywork action. We want the car to look good before it runs good, which is kind of the opposite of how you're supposed to do it, but it's SEMA, right? It's SEMA Prep 2019. So Country and I are gonna start ripping the back half off. We're gonna take off the rear fenders. I've got some new ones from 2F Performance. The wing and stuff is mounted on a new trunk, but it needs to be, you know, fixed up a little bit, so we'll go through and Bondo and smooth that out, clean it all up. We'll check out the fuel system and the batch bar while we're back here, and just kind of tidy everything up and replace the panels that need replacement. We're gonna do this as quick as we can because bodywork sucks and it's hot and nobody likes to do this. So one thing I wanted to talk about is rivets are the proper way to install an over fender, and people are like, oh, they take forever to take off. I'm gonna show you how quick it is to take a rivet off. It is so simple. That's it. It's quicker than taking it off a self-tapper or a nut and bolt or a rib nut or anything like that. So all you people are like, oh, it takes forever. No, it doesn't. Shut up, you're being lazy.
What are you trying to do here?
So these are going to go from either side of the actual frame to the bash bar. That way, and they're gonna cross like that with a turnbuckle in the middle of them, just in case when he destroys his rear end of his car, we can adjust the turnbuckles to move the ass end left, right, or up or down.
Second part, you can't weld. Yeah, this is where Nick Novak hit me. You can see that we got a little damage going on. A little bit of damage there too with the Bondo. So Country's gonna take out his finest bodywork tools and do work. Okay, so we are putting on the rear fenders now. The batch bar here, I've kind of implemented this design where we've got this flat plate, kind of similar to the OEM way of attaching the bumper to the fender. I'd like to try and keep them somewhat independent, so when I tag something with the bumper, it doesn't really affect the fender. However, I couldn't really come up with a way to do that effectively. So what I'm trying to do here is basically trim the bumper, or sorry, the fender just a bit to where I'm clear of this piece, and then basically have it where, you know, I can sandwich them all together. So you'll see when I pull the fender off, there's a flat plate here, but I just am lacking some clearance from it right now. So working on cutting this off real quick and then line it up and just kind of keep hacking away. You just cut like a little bit at a time. You just kind of find out where you're at once you feel it out. Here, so Country is swapping the transmission mount and cross member to an updated, upgraded version. So I was just running like a garage built with angle iron and then the OEM rubber mount, and it's completely worn out, and so I'm just doing some preventative maintenance by having him take that one off, putting a new excessive one on with an excessive cross plate, and it should be good to go. All right, finishing up for the night here. We got quite a bit of work done. The trans mount turned out to be a disaster, didn't get that on, so we're just going with the stock one that I've used forever and has worked. The bodywork is about halfway there. We've got a plan for the rear batch bar. We're gonna kind of tidy that up and make that better. The rest of the bodywork was going great. We got the new door on, got the rest of the skirts kind of lined up. The roof, we're ready to prep, so things are going, you know, as well as they can. And Rohan's in the back there. He should be holding this camera, but we're double dutying. now gonna attempt to pull this bar out. Come in, gather around. All right, this concludes SEMA prep paint day. These boys, as well as a few others that didn't stick around until 1 a.m. or later, however, what time is it right now? 1:20? 1:21. Yeah, it's late as hell. I gotta thank them tons and tons. We got so much work done. I mean, the car is damn near ready for paint. It's really close. I've got a couple more little things to do, but overall, I appreciate you guys. We're gonna set you up with some Shredder Racing swag. And yeah, hopefully, you know, one day I can give them both a ride and just pay them back for this colossal favor that they just did me. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Meanwhile, Benji is over here sanding some more. We're getting the car prepped for paint. It's almost done. I'm doing fiberglass work. We're gonna get this thing in the paint booth tomorrow, whether it kills me or not. Even Soul's here helping. Good boy. You want to sand something? Yeah, you do. All right, go sand. Well, back here, Todd. Soul's gonna help you. Still sanding this stupid roof. Benji's doing the real work. I have no idea what I'm doing. I wish I was at Richard Wood's shop. He would be making this much faster. Exhausted, calling it a night. Benji and I got the roof mostly done. Sanding sucks, and this is a lot of Bondo. It's close, but not quite there yet. Send help. up. Finally, the car's ready, it's prepped, it's gonna go into the paint booth. I'll have it back this weekend. Still have a million more things to do, but luckily I got one thing done off the list. Oh.